So now it's fine, I think. Okay, so here, so we begin the time management. This time management, first thing, quit wasting your time. You know where you are wasting your time. And then second, find what are the time wasters. Maybe your own interest or your own liking, or for something else you spare more time, all that. So you just find what are your time wasters, where you waste your time the most. And where to start, how to start. I'm wasting my time, I know that. I don't know how to manage my time. So start with goals. Come on, set your goal. Make your goals specific and concrete. Don't be vague. Oh, I want to pass this year. No, this is very vague. Set a deadline for your goals. Come on, it is all time condition. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. You are having a goal and you want to achieve that, and you don't plan for that. It becomes just a wish. So I want to get good marks. Everyone wants to get good marks, but if you have to plan. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. So what are your goals? Do you have any goals for you? Have you really formulated your goals? Are you clear with your goals? What are your goals then? And make your goals really very specific and very concrete. The goals must be really very clear to you. Oh no, I will get good marks in that subject. I got very low mark last time. This time I will get good mark. No, that's not a goal. It's not specific. So set long-term and short-term goals. Of course, in this subject, last time I did not do well. I'll be doing well. And then short-term, in the monthly exam or in the everyday exam or your homework or concept, all that. So set your goal short-term, long-term, and monitor your goals. When we are setting the goals with the time, we must monitor it. So set a precise goal and then monitor it, and set a deadline for your goals, because it is always time bound. So I fix this goal, this is my goal, and this goal has to be achieved before or during this time or what time. You really fix a time, fix a deadline for the goal that you are fixing, and then change the goal if needed. You may fix a goal and sometimes you will be sure that you will not arrive at that goal. Come on, change it and refix it. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. It is your goal. You have fixed it, and you need not die for it. And then integrate your goals. There may be. I already spoke to you. So last time I spoke to you that we are students or teachers, but we have got our own life, our professional career, personal career, and then our own social or family atmosphere. So integrate your goals. It must be an integrated one. So goal is not just only for study alone. No, it must consider all our three engagements. So realize that goals change, but know which goals to stick to. You know that goals are really changing, because change is the only unchanging reality. So goal really changes, but know which goals stick to. Know your goal which. And then set smart goals. So smart, what does it mean by smart? Here we see your goals they have to be smart. Smart means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely. So when you fix a goal for you, really you see whether you have all these 5 parts in your goal, whatever goal may be. Is it really specific? Is it really measurable? For example, I will get good score in that subject. Which a good score? Good score is from 50 also is a good score to the student who is getting fail mark always. So good score, which score it is? How much it is? Is it 65, 75, 80? Measurable, achievable. And a student who is always getting fail mark cannot have a 95 as his score in a subject. No, you can aim for 40 or 50. So it must be achievable. It must be able. Then it must be realistic. It must be, we cannot have the goal that is not existing somewhere. So it must be really realistic. Finally, it is timely. And in how long, in what duration. So this is SMART rule is the rule which is workable everywhere. So whatever field you go to study, this SMART will come. For example, even to prepare a subject, no, even to prepare a subject or teaching anywhere, any field, this SMART will work. So students, you just pay attention to it. Whichever field you go, they will speak about the SMART goals, SMART objectives, whatever, wherever we go, they will speak about this SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. This is how the goal should be. So it must be really very clear when we form our goals. And from goals, we move to priorities. So what's our priority? What is important and what is not? What order do things need to be done in? And once you know what your priorities are, we need to plan out a schedule for the semester, for the week and the day. For example, I have these 6 things to do in this week. I know that I have noted these 6 things in a paper, and I must know the priority of these 6, which I am going to do first. So what's important, what is not important? You just take down doable, and then your goals clearly note them down. Secondly, what order you are going to do. You cannot do everything at the same time. So you put the order. Secondly, and then thirdly, you know what are the priorities, which are more important, which needs more time, which needs more concentration, which has to be paid more attention. And then you do it for this year, for this semester, for these 3 months, and for this month, for this week, and for today. So it must be clearly organized. So goals, and then the goals, we set real and clear priorities. That's how we can manage the time. And then acknowledge the realities of the class schedule. And then you have to consider you cannot just go and then you fix the goal and sit outside. No, you have to attend the class, you have to do your homework, you have to go attend the seminar or whatever. So you have to engage your social life, your professional life, your educational thing. So you have to see everything when you formulate your goal. Planning may seem hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier and more natural it comes. So when you plan your things, in the beginning, really you will curse yourself. Oh, why it is so hard? I'm not able to really make it up. Why it is so difficult? So the more you do it, the more you write it down, the more you really list it down, then the man naturally it gets. You are not too busy. It's a matter of priorities. Some people say, no, I don't have time at all. They will go on running. Poor people, they don't prioritize what to do first and what to do the next, then really organizing and arranging. These are all lacking. Really, education makes us more and more efficient and then more organized. So a good educated one is really the one who organizes himself. And organizing schedules, get the big picture, the semester, weekly cycle, vacations, all that, get the big picture. Know your schedule, weekly calendar, then you get your clear schedule. Plan a balanced schedule, fixed and flexible tasks, and you let it be balanced, which are absolutely necessary and which are not that necessary. Identified orders and small bits of time. Plan how you can use them, the breaks and the time in between. Schedule time for prioritizing. So which is first, second, third order. Give an order. Schedule breaks and times for rejuvenation. It is breaking. Take a break. Organize your break time well. Enter all this somewhere on a paper, on a phone, or whatever. You just write it down, list it down. Don't rely on your memory. It will fool you. So make a schedule. Set up your semester calendar or monthly calendar or weekly calendar. What you should do. Come on, take your calendar, fill it up. Block all important and set time obligations. All important, set time obligation. Look at the syllabus for the class schedule. Look at the syllabus, the when and where it will be taught, all that. Note the weight of the activities. Don't overload yourself. Note the weight of the activities and plan accordingly. Highlight all the exams and project due dates, the homework, all the important things, exam dates, all that you note it down. So let your calendar be really and clearly marked. And organizing the time. Set realistic goal. There are only 24 hours in a day. Don't be really very strict and sticking on and then telling that you will do overwork. You know that you have only 24 hours. In the 24 hours, you can't only study for 24 hours. You need sleep, you have to eat, you have to cook, you have to work, and you have to your family work and then support your parents, whatever you are supposed to do. So be realistic in your goals, and there are only 24 hours, and you have to plan your goals only for 24 hours. And use spare time to review. So when you are planning, don't forget to review. Review is, as we have seen in the other discussions, review is one of the most important thing. So really have some time for your review. Study at the same time each day, make it a habit. When you're planning your planner, study at the same time. Not today I study in the morning, tomorrow I study in the evening, and day after tomorrow I study in the afternoon. No, study time really, it has to be a habit. It has to be a habit. It has to become an habit in our life, so that we can really regularly, okay, this time comes, this time is really study time. This time is my resting time. This time is my break time. This time is the time that I use my social media. This time I share something with my friends. All that. No? So really, you have your study time really the same time every day. And then divide the study time into manageable chunks. Study time always in manageable chunks with the regular breaks. Come on, 20 minutes study, a small walk, there or some water, or getting out and then coming in, all that. No, divide your study time into manageable chunks. And don't forget to note it down. Don't forget to note it down. Write it down. I have been repeating from the day one. Best a student must really write down. Today we really, after our cell phone, after our computer, we don't have the practice of writing it down. The student is the one who really maintains a good diary or time to have organization. And then avoid multitasking. Don't put two things in the same time. And then you cannot eat and study at the same time, or listen to the music. People, we all want to do many things at the same time. Then sometimes we are proud of it. First thing, you may become terribly tired. Secondly, your concentration is really divided, and then you cannot really focus on the thing that you are doing. So multitasking has to be really avoided. And then relax in between. Again, the same thing. So take break. Breaks are really very important. Take breaks. You know your strength. You know how long you can go. You know how far you can go. You know in what speed you can go. So don't tax yourself. Don't overload yourself. Take time. Come on, relax in between. Relax in between your work or your study, whatever. Relax, refresh yourself. And the most important thing, concentrate and focus on the material. So beware of distractions. Talking, daydreaming, doodling, and now Googling and worrying. Keep mind on the task and stay focused. Stay focused. Keep your mind on the task and stay focused. Concentrate. That's why the study place, the study time, the study atmosphere is fixed to one. Because as soon as you come and sit in that place, sit in your chair, you are already focused. And then be aware of all the distractions, and try your maximum to really avoid the distraction. We continue. Leave extra time at the end. Always keep some reserve for you. Don't go on working and then don't reduce your free time or your break time. So always don't forget to leave that extra time at the end. So now you have seen how we can set the goals. We are speaking of goals and then time management, how to do it. And then now lack of what are the causes when we don't manage our time well? What are the things will happen? What will it be if I don't really organize my time? If I don't have time management, what will happen? First thing, and then that's what most of us do, chronic procrastination. Chronic procrastination. Oh, let us do later. Come on, now I'm not in the mood to study. No, because you are not fixed your mind, because you are not created the goal using the SMART formula. And chronic procrastination, lack of motivation and priorities. You are not motivated and you don't have the priority. And declining academic performances due to class loads, family and work, personal obligation, all that, there is a decline in academic performance or whatever performance may be. So there is a decline because you are not organized well. You have got so many obligations, and then you are really fed up, and then you are disturbed and distracted so much. And then lack of sleep, because you are overloaded, because you are not organized, because there is so many distractions. The brain is unable to fully understand the meaning and concept because you are not free. So you will get lack of sleep. You cannot sleep because you are not happy, and then you are being thinking, rethinking the things. Poor diet and unhealthy eating habits. Sometimes you will not get hungry at all because you are not very happy heart to heart. Then increase in high fat and high sugar food. Sometimes you eat and then still you want to eat. And it will lead to poor diet and unhealthy eating habits. And risk of dropping out or taking longer to complete a degree. 30% of students leave college or take longer to complete the degree, especially when they go for their higher studies. Why? No time management, because they are not organized well. So especially the doctoral students, when they do the research and write the thesis and all, biggest problem for them is time management. Really, it starts already. So if you are a student already in the higher secondary or in the college, now it's a time for you to really organize yourself. Make the time management, make the plan, make your goals clear, sit and work now itself, so that it will help you in the future if you are doing your higher studies. And then low need of achievement, fears failure and avoids responsibility. No, I cannot do that. I am afraid this subject will not meet. No, it's not for me. Maths, I can never get through in mathematics. Or science, I hate that. Or history, it is not for me. No, it is low need of achievement, and then fears failure and avoids all the responsibility. You will not take responsibility, you will not take lead, you will not have courage because of so low self-esteem. Anxiety, because you are not organized. Oh my God, I have so much to do, I have so many things to do. You are so this anxiety, and sometimes you will get angry and you may be restless, and you want to do many things, but you are not doing. So low self-esteem. I am useless. I cannot do anything because I'm good for nothing, because I don't use my time. All that, no. So it will lead to, if you don't manage your time well, will lead to low self-esteem and lack of interest in study. Oh my God, I have been studying for 3 hours. I did not study anything. Why at all I should study? Come on, I'll throw and go to play cricket. Come on, enough. I'll go and watch a movie, or I'll take my social media, and then I can chat with my friends. Come on, it is too boring. No, lack of interest in study. So these things will happen. These are the things that may happen if you really don't organize your time well. And then now we come to the next part, steps in time management. So if you have followed me well until now, we have discussed two topics. First one, we saw all about goals. Second, lack of time management. And then what are the causes what are the things that may come on the way if we don't organize our time. Then third topic is steps to time management. What are the steps to time management? First thing, as we have seen already, set your goals, create the law of clarity. The goals are crystal clear. You know what to do, when to do, where to do, how to do. That's why the smart goals. Create your goals, set your goals. Law of clarity, with all clarity, set your goals. Second, set reasonable expectations. And remember that no one is perfect. Don't go, let your goals should not be that very high expectations and perfect. No, reasonable expectations. Come on. No time management. You are lost, and then now you are doing something. So set reasonable expectations. For example, you are wasting some 6 hours a day. Okay, next week I'll reduce it to 4 hours. Come on, we go step by step. So it must be very reasonable and realistic when you set your plan and goals. Then make a schedule. Come on, take your calendar, mark on your calendar, write on your diary. Come on, spend some money for this. Become organized. Time, things, all that. No, at what time I will get up, at what time I will sleep, at what time I will get up. All that. No, you organize yourself. Make a schedule. You are having 24 hours. You must work along with the clock, really, in a very organized way. Then revisit and revise your plan. Come on, look back, look at the calendar of last month, look at the things that had happened last week and how you are. Have you used the time well? Where did you waste your time? Which thing really took your time away? And every day, which thing is it important? The time that you spend for. So all that you revisit your plan. So everything can be changeable. Goal is really done by you, and you can revisit and you can revise. Review the ways to reach your goals. You must have, while planning, you must have thought that you may reach this goal in a particular way. But off of the way, or after doing that, you find something very interesting, which helps you to reach the goal faster and in a very efficient way, which is better. There, come on, review the ways, reconsider, and then revise. That is needed all the time. So we move still further to the next topic, time management tips. So I just told you the steps, starting with the goals, how we move on step by step, and then at the end we revise. Even we revise the way in which we try to achieve that goal. And the fourth topic is time management tips. So I'm going to give you a few tips for better time management. First thing, write things down. Make it somewhere, really it has to be written down. All your things that you are going to do. I have every week, apart from my monthly plan, every week I'm writing it here, and then the order is changed, and then every day every day morning, if I have few works, I note it down. So it is weekly and then daily. So write it down. Prioritize your list, which is first, which is second, which is third, and which is given more time and more importance, more concentration. So prioritize your list, which is where. Then plan your week. Spend some time at the beginning of each week to plan your schedule. Every week, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday evening, maybe, or Sunday, even Monday morning if you have time. Plan your week. This week, what I'm going to do, especially in this time of pandemic, you may not be organized, because you may not have classes like regular time. You have to go to school and all. Now you may not have all that. So do you really plan your week and then spend some time? Really sit and spend some time at the beginning of every week to plan your schedule. And carry a notebook. Write down those great ideas and brilliant insights. So that's what people say. No, you carry something Carry a small thing notebook that you write. Sometimes you yourself will admire that whether you got this idea or thought. Carry some notebook with you. And important thing, learn to say no. Say no to low priority requests. For example, I have my priorities. You know, according to my priority, the lowest thing, the last priority is listening to the music. And sometimes, no, I studied for 20 minutes. No, I want to listen music. Okay, I just go and listen to the music. According to my priority, it is fifth, but I keep it to, I just raise it to second level. You see, study and then immediately music. It is left to you. So say no to the priority. Say no to priority requests. And then learn to say no. Why you have to say no? Because you can't do everything. You can't do it. So some people, they will accept all the word. They will, oh, everything is okay. I can study Tamil, I can study English, I can study maths, I can study everything. So they will overload themselves. Don't undertake things that you can't complete. You say, no, it is not for me. And I cannot complete. You know that you cannot complete. And then don't accept that. Remain consistent with your goals. You know the goals. You know how long it will take. You know whether you will succeed or not. So remain consistent with your goals. So remain really very, very consistent with your goals. And I come to the last part now, that there are benefits of time management. So until now we saw some tips for time management, and we have to say no whenever we are really dragging, or we are really not able to. So when we come to the last part, benefits. So when we know the benefits only, we will go for time management. What I'm going to really achieve when I follow really time management? What is the fruit of it? What do I achieve? What do I get if I manage my time? It increases productivity. You become more productive because you are happy, you are organized, and you know what to do, when to do, how to do, and then you have organized everything. It will increase your productivity. You become more productive, you become more studious, and you just reach your goal in a very efficient way possible. It reduces stress. Yes, people are having high stress. Why? Because they are not organized, because they don't know what to do and when to do. They are so stressed, and then they will be running around. At the last moment, they will carry their bag and then rush and run to the work or study, or every time they will forget something. They will keep something on the table, and then going to the school, they will see, oh my gosh, I did not bring my homework. I kept it on my table because you did not organize well, because you did not plan your thing, because you did not organize yourself. Come on, plan, organize. And it will really reduce your stress, because you know what to do and when to do. It improves self-esteem. And the other, we saw in the effects of time management, we get low self-esteem because we are not organized. So it gives a negative thought to ourselves, telling that I cannot do this, it is not for me. I'll be dragging behind. So time management really will give you a very good self-esteem, because it will let you know what you can do, and then you can do it in a planned time. So it improves your self-esteem. And time management helps to achieve balance in life. Already I told you, we are, as a student, he has his family, he has his school, he has his friend circle, and he or she has his private and personal life, he has his student life. So a best thing will be a balance. How long I should do exercise, how long I should go for work or play, how long I should study every day, or how long I have to help my parents, or I will support them in the family. All that you have to maintain a balance based on the needs. Need is a mother of invention. Come on. How do you invent or make your goals really very practical? You really by arranging your thing and then planning and being organized. It helps achieve a balance in life. So the one who manages time well is a well-balanced person, will not panic. No, when we don't have time management, really, it really gives a great panic, and then we become restless. We run around, and it increases self-confidence. We become, we really rely on ourselves. We say we can do something solidly because I know how to organize my time and I can do it. It gives us really very great self-confidence. And there is always more time because you are managing your time well, you are well organized, there is more time, more time, more time. Because it is well organized. You know when to do, you know how to do, you know where to do, you know how long this thing will take, because you have really formulated your goals and your plans are really very clear. You are convinced on this, and there is always more time for that. When you plan, don't forget that there is time to rest, there is time to relax, there is time to chat with the friends or make calls. All that, no, take into account everything. That's why I told you that no, we have only 24 hours a day. You don't have 48 hours in a single day. So don't just put that, oh no, I have a great plan for today, and then you have 20 works a day. No, it is impossible. So the student or a person who manages his or her time well will have more time for everything. Then there are more opportunities. Why? Because you manage your time well. You are managing your time, so you have more opportunities. The opportunities are really open to you, and you know how to do, and there are many doors are open for you. When you have got very arranged, organized, systematic life, when you have time management, when you are really orderly doing things, there are plenty of opportunities for you, and you can always reflect, and you can always choose. The people who don't manage their time, they are always in hurry, and they are restless, and they don't have plenty of opportunities. They cannot choose because they are left with very few opportunities, because time is not organized well. They themselves are not organized, and then they did not manage time, so they have less opportunities, only few opportunities left for them, so they cannot succeed. And then ability to realize the goal, because they know and they are very clear, they are so organized, they have got a greater ability to realize the goal. So they know clearly the goal, the end, and what they will achieve, and then how they will achieve that goal, and what is the way, and then what are the difficulties they will meet, because they know they planned so well. They are revising their goal every time. So this all will help them, and then give the ability to realize the goal, to achieve the goal. Do you want to achieve your goal? Start managing your time. Last week, really, we saw the value of time and then preciousness of time, how time is so precious and so important for us in our day-to-day lives. Then treat time as a commodity, treat time as money. It's something very precious. You cannot buy it. Everyone has got the same time, but everyone doesn't have same improvement or same way, same achievement. Why? Some know to organize well. Some know to manage their time well. Some know to do the things in the fixed way, so they are able to achieve. And then many, they are lost because they are not organized, and they are not having the clear-cut goals and plans. So when you are reviewing your progress, how to review the progress? So I just give the slide to recapitulate what we have seen until now. Whenever you review your progress, often you have to do it. It can be weekly, it can be monthly, or it can be after your fixed thing. Then every time, set your goals, prioritize, organize, say no, use your waiting time, concentrate on the task at hand, at present, what you are doing, and consider your personal prime time, that is time for you personally. Last time in last class, I already spoke to you about personal time. Then celebrate success. Come on, when you finish something, when you achieve something, be happy because you have achieved something solid, something useful, and you must be proud of it. So just take down, these are the review process that we have to do. So just you see what to set the goals firstly, and then prioritize, and then organize, and then try to say no, and then use the waiting time and concentrate on the task that you are doing at present now, and then consider your personal prime time for you to relax, to take time, and then to go for walk or to go for play or whatever time for you, personal time. And then don't forget, when you succeed something, come on, celebrate, because your goal, you achieved that, you had that goal, you fixed that goal with a smart plan, and then you achieved it. Whenever you achieve something, you celebrate it. Then avoid the temptations to socialize when you have scheduled work. Seriously, we plan something and we are sitting down. Hey, come on, we go for a movie, man. Come on, we go for a film. No, we'll do it later. Come on, we go for a movie. And then immediately we go. Really, I want to study so well, but my friends know when they call, I never say no because they are my friends. Hey, come on, man, we can study later. Oh, for exam, we have got still 4 months. Come on now. So avoid the temptation to socialize when you have scheduled work. It is your plan. I have been repeating the same thing last class also. Nobody can live for you. Nobody can work for you. Nobody can study for you. It is your study, it's your lesson, it's your life, and it's you who make all this. So it's really needed. We need to socialize. We need to have friends. We need to go out. We need to go for a movie. We need, but avoid temptation to socialize when you have scheduled work, when you have fixed something. No, not this time. I can come next time. Come on, your friends will understand. Or if the friends is only for socializing and making fun, it need not be a good friendship. No, if they don't like your progress, if you don't like your hard work, if you don't like you to really progress and get good score, they don't like you to see you in a good position, they are not real good friends. Come on. So avoid temptation. This I add, this is not in the time management, but the last 3 slides I really added for you, considering your questions in the previous discussions. So avoid temptations to socialize when you have scheduled work. Or it can be your own need not be socializing, or need not be from your friends. It will be from you yourself. Come on, I take FB. Come on, I serve FB for FB. The thing in internet and in social media is, once you open, you cannot stop. In the Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, or they are new thing, and they are formulated in such a way that as you go on surfing, it in a way kindles your interest and make you to surf more. So whenever you take your cell phone to surf Facebook or something, you fix a time, or you can say until what you can go on, because everything is planified. Don't think that Facebook is giving you always the best thing. Facebook is concerned about you, and all your friends are posting good things for you. Facebook organizes all your interest what you are looking, where you are. Don't think that all your 1,000 friends sending is coming on your page. No, it will not come. Just only the friends with whom you are consulting, with whom you are watching, they only will appear soon. So everything in this world is really fixed, and then everything is marketing and everything is business, everything is money minded. So in this world, if you are not aware of this, you will be lost, especially with the social media. Socializing is important when you don't have other things to worry about. Yes, you may ask me, so you mean I should not see the Facebook, I should not chat with my friend, or I should not have my messenger, or I should not surf the Facebook or Twitter or TikTok, whatever. Socializing is important when you don't have other things to worry about. Sure, if you have arranged your free time, so you have got 2 hours of free time today, so it is your free time. Really, socializing is very important that time when you don't have other things to worry about. Really, it is holiday time. It is given to you. You want to relax, you want to rest, you want to regain your energy. And that time you're socializing, or I just put socializing, which covers all the social media. I don't want to just put the social media. Any social, it may be with your friends, going out, going for a trip, or whatever. Socializing, that covers all your engagement with in the virtual or personal engagement. All I put socializing. That's the meaning of socializing there. It's important when you don't have other things to worry about. You are really relaxed, and maybe after finishing 1 year of your studies, you are given 1 or 2 months of holidays. There you want to really relax and then take rest and enjoy your time. That time socializing is very important when you don't have other things to worry about. And text messages and social media are the great distractions when you are engaged in more important thing. So last time the question came, now text messages and social media. I'm really focused. I'm really sitting on my chair. I want to study. I'm prepared. I'm about to study. And then a group message comes. And then I just open and see. Then somebody reacts to that. And then I read that. Again, one of my friend calls me. I respond to him. You see, it is unending. Text messages and social media are the great distractions today. If you be a teacher or be a student or whoever may be, today's text messages. Then sometimes they are not very good also, because we try to put the short forms, TX, thanks, TXS, something like, oh, we invent all the short forms. And really we are missing the spelling of really good spelling. We are really losing, and we are going on short forms, and we really lose the beauty of the languages. We type Tamil in English, and then even in English we find our own short forms, and then we try to explain. No, these are all good, but at the same time, if you are not having anything very important, the social media socializing is important, and text messages and social media are the greatest distraction for a student who wants to really study. So you may ask, so what should I do now? And then last time also there was question on what should I do if I'm really distracted, if I don't know what to do, and if I'm wasting my time, what should I do then? Study somewhere where you don't be tempted to chat or watch videos or YouTube or TikTok or use social utilities like Facebook or Twitter. So now may not be, but later, if you think that you are really disturbed, make your study place a common place. For example, it so happened for me when I was doing my PhD, I chose a place in the library. It was a very, very secret place. We had a corner. I loved that place because our library is very big. It's very, very calm place. There you cannot just all the time. Of course, there is internet. You cannot watch your videos in the library. No, it's a public place. So there, when you go to public place, when you see others are really studying and working, you cannot just while away your time. So one of the tip for me, for the people who say that they cannot control their distractions, especially the social media disturbs them, one of the tip from my side is let your study place be an open place, public place, where everyone, even in your own house, you choose a place where everyone can see that nothing is private. For example, if your father and mother comes and sees you, that time you cannot just while away. That controls you yourself. And also, I told you, know, whenever you study, yes, you keep the cell phone aside, or you cut the internet, or be away from the social media, because this is the biggest distraction for the students today. They cannot come out of the distraction, the greatest distraction. So I think this is the last slide. Yes, it is. So here we are.